Hi everyone, it's Jen with Spirited Saturdays, and I am with Arielle, the lovely Arielle,
Hi.
and we are together. And Arielle is here to hang out. Well, I'm hanging out in her house, but she's hanging out in her house with me um, while I make this video for you. And so today is the second week of the rotation about asking each other questions, and this week I'm answering a question from Brianna, and that question is okay, can you tell us about Reiki healing, and I'll explain that in a second, and how that can help people and how you do it? What is the philosophy behind it? How does it work? Is it helpful in recovery? So that's what I'm going to focus on. And so for anyone who who isn't familiar with the term Reiki, Reiki is a type of energy healing. It is an ancient Japanese healing technique that focuses on sending energy and sending light to the different energy centers, or they're called also chakras of the body, so like the different energy systems. And the idea is to kind of align all of the chakras and get them all balanced and aligned, and if one is off balance or somehow not or blocked, the idea is to then focus on it and clear the blockage and just focus on the healing aspect, focus on the a good and positive result, or fresh light, or there are many different ways of looking at it. You could use Reiki to treat, or as an alternative or as a complementary thing, many different kinds of illnesses or ailments, injuries, or just, or whether that be physical, mental. It's a beautiful, often complementary technique, along with other kinds of treatment. It's a holistic kind of technique, and it really deals with like the whole person, not just a part of the person. And so Reiki, is just one of the many types of energy healing that exists. So energy healing is more of like what I like to generally go by, but Reiki is kind of just one of many techniques that people use that all kind of um, attempt to. It's all kind of based on a very similar principle, So it almost, I mean, even certain religions like use the same principle with prayer. I mean, it's not a it's that's the distinction I would like to make, though. Reiki is definitely not a religious thing, but it's an energy, and a lot of people definitely say it is a spiritual thing for sure. And so completely honoring the fact that everybody has different beliefs, who watches. It's something that is kind of it is a universal tool that can be used with anybody, because it can be in the most secular way. It can just be a way of relaxing, or just connecting to another person, or connecting more to yourself, or really integrating with parts of yourself and focusing on and meditating on healing for yourself. So certainly doesn't have to be affiliated with religion or with spirituality. But yeah, I myself, Brianna asked me the question because I am, I think she knows that I am spiritual, and I use it in conjunction with spirituality. And um, it has helped me a lot in recovery, because it just helps bring me back to my roots. It helps ground me. I love to look at Reiki as both grounding and expanding. And so when I'm doing Reiki on myself and when I'm doing it on others, I often focus on the grounding, and once you're grounded, you can expand limitlessly, and it's very empowering, and it really is strengthening. It strengthens your connection with yourself, and it gives you a lot of power to realize that you can create your own reality in a lot of ways, and you can create your own self betterment. You can create a healthy or a healthier self, if you realize that you can really call the shots. So anyway, that's one of many purposes and one of many meanings that I find in it. And I'm going to kind of loosely sort of demonstrate with Arielle. And yay! Thank you for being next to me here to offer a sort of demonstration. So we're going to do this. Somehow we're going to figure out how to do it. So basically, I would like to show you just kind of give you a rough idea of what I mean when I say, like, I can when I give others, when I offer others Reiki. You can do it in a you can use touch, and you don't have to use touch. Reiki is primarily about sending light and sending energy, and you can do that from vast distances, so it really doesn't have to be about touch, but often, people like that aspect of it, so it's really whatever the person wants. And often the person can be lying down, sitting up, if you're there with them, and what I like to do, and I think everybody has like their own ways of kind of giving it a sense of organization for themselves, but generally what I like to do is start with like the crown chakra. So just as I'm not going to go through all of the chakras, but the chakra in the head area is the crown, and if you like kind of it's technically it's like the chakra that allows you to be most, it's kind of the well, they all are in a sense, but I look at it as almost like a portal to like the ether, into the the open, the point which connects like the spirit and the physical. That's a kind of a loose translation that can probably be said for any of the chakras, but I like to start with that and kind of imagine the light coming in and going down through the different chakras, and this would be the third eye chakra, and that's involved with a lot of like extrasensory perception and other things that I'm not recalling at the moment, but yeah, it's wisdom, and it's like they say a lot like it's, if you close your two eyes, you see with your third eye. It's like that, and then and then you focus. Then I focus on the throat chakra, and like a lot of communication, and also what I do, an expression, and what I do is I just like hold. You can touch the person, or you can hold your hands like a little bit away from, that place, and you just, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, sort of like, or you can go like, there are different hand positions. That's the other thing with Reiki. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's like, so there are different hand positions if you're doing it in person. They're different, like, so you could do like this, or you can do like this, or you can do, like behind the ears, like, for this, and often like what you can do is like if you're focusing on two at the same time, you can like one in the heart and one like, or in the back, like if you want to focus on the front and the back, you can kind of just hold it there and like breathe in and imagine light, or send, or just send good intention. It's like, it's important that it's not, I don't think it's as important what exactly you're imagining, or it's not as important what you're trying to imagine. Don't try necessarily. It's more about what you allow yourself to be exposed to, what you allow yourself to feel, and then when you have that information, you can really use that to help clear that certain blockage, or just help work on that certain space. And all of this is about trusting your own intuition. And another thing, this is kind of out of order, but another thing that is helpful to do is to kind of scan like the whole body first, and then see what feels like tense, or what feels like, just get a sense of how things feel, and kind of get into the zone that way. And so So, Reiki has certainly helped in my recovery, and it has helped me, I think, help other people who are kind of going through recovery or any other kinds of life situations or just day-to-day stuff. And I always find it to be very balancing for both me and the other person that I'm working with. And I always find it to be very replenishing. And it's very important. I think it's a great way of solidifying and grounding an intention for yourself and for others. So if you state an intention before you start it, it can be like, it could just strengthen it, and it can actually really give a lot of it strengthens the meaning of your intention when you state the intention, and then you go ahead and you do the energy healing. So yeah, and it makes you feel connected to any sources, anything that you really believe in, anything that you feel connected to outside of yourself. It makes you really solidifies this like sense of oneness. For me, for sure, it does that. So yeah, I'm also going to edit this part out. What else am I saying? And yeah, and you certainly don't have to be certified in Reiki to like practice energy healing and practice sending light to people. That's a universal thing, and in a way that would be how it's kind of like prayer. Anybody can do it, and you don't have to be certified in it to give it to yourself. And giving it to yourself is extremely, extremely grounding and balancing and helpful in the moment for recovery related things, for anything, and also over the long term. So that's what I have to say about Reiki. If you have any questions about Reiki or energy healing or meditation, feel free to ask me. And thank you, Arielle, for participating in this video.
My pleasure.
Okay, and I will see you next week. Okay, thank you. Bye.